Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Just let me see if I can turn this around. We are at Silver City. My camera is fogging up. Isn't it beautiful? I'm sure a lot of you have been here. We just got out of the Ebenezer Scrooge play. Okay. Anyway, so just the quick story is Kinsey and Kinsey, um, she registered for these free tickets a year ago, and she won a 2-night stay in Branson and 4 $7 city tickets. And then she found out she was pregnant. And so they decided they'd wait and use them at Christmas time. And this was just the day we were kind of anticipating it might be today, but it just kind of worked out. So we are here, and I messaged the girls that are sharing tonight. So I'm going to be here, but I don't have my AirPods with me. I left them in the car at home. So I'm not really going to be able to listen in, but I know I'll listen to the recording, and you guys are in good hands, but I will definitely stay on because I want it recorded. So I just wanted to say hi to everybody. And we'll have our Christmas party next Monday night. So stay tuned for more about that. And Kira, I'm going to let you go ahead and get us started with the Devo.
Great. All right. So tonight's theme is called Universal Purpose. There are 3 dimensions to purpose. The first is what we call the universal purpose. The universal purpose says no matter where you live or what language you speak, God calls all his followers to live out a universal purpose. So it's not unique to a specific follower of Jesus, but to every follower of Jesus. The religious leaders wanted to trap Jesus, so they asked him to define the most critical command. He answered their questions with what was most important. He says to love God and your neighbor as you love yourself. Jesus has a way of bringing clarity to complex realities. He summed up over 600 laws into one, known as the Great Commandment. The universal purpose for every follower of Jesus is to love God and to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Joel Manby, a former CEO of SeaWorld, known for turning the company around after tragedy and cultural toxicity, says love should be a business value. So he wrote a book called Love Works. This book talks about how a culture of love isn't just a good thing for life, it's good for business. He says love shouldn't just be a personal value, but an organizational value as well. Love works universally and is the primary purpose for followers of Jesus. Love is God's highest value for his people. Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians 13:13 that only 3 things will remain in the end: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Love works. How do you love God consistently? And how are you being intentional about loving your neighbor? And real quickly, the verses are Matthew 22:36-40, and 1 Corinthians 13:13, if y'all want to look those up. And he did reference those in this devotional. So our questions are, how do you love God consistently? And I think for a lot of us, it's being mindful of his presence in our lives. We spend time with him in our quiet time, in our devotionals. We carry his word in our heart as we're going throughout our day. Are there any other things that you all would like to add to how do you love God consistently? All right. Well, let's go on to the second question. How are you being intentional about loving your neighbor? And the thing about neighbor that God continues to remind me is everyone is our neighbor, whether we know them already or not. They are somebody that we have come in contact with. There was a lady just a couple of weeks ago. Kyle and I were in the mall, and she struck up a conversation with us, and it was a very unlikely person that we probably would have thought would have struck up a conversation with us, but she did, and she was so funny, and she was so nice. And anyway, we just had it was a whole lot about nothing, but it was still a great fun conversation. And so she was my neighbor that day. And so I think that or Jesus was telling us through that verse that, it's not just the people that we know on that we live with constantly and that we have a relationship with, but it's those people that God is bringing into our lives, whether it's through our church, through just our physical neighbors in our neighborhood, or through our business with Mary Kay. That there are people out there that are continually becoming our neighbors. And so, another really quick story I'll just share real quick is a lady that came to our women's conference a couple of weekends ago. There was a moment in one of our breakout groups where something just kind of struck a chord with her, and where she got very emotional because her husband just passed away in July. And so it gave us a moment for me to sit with her and just love on her and visit with her, and for us to just kind of take a moment to really listen to her heart. And but she's continually started coming now to our church and getting involved with the different things that we have to offer. And so sometimes those neighbors do become even a better friend through circumstances in our lives. So, anybody else have anything they want to add or share?
I know Natalie's waiting to get in Austin Spring. She can hear us, or she's got her phone in her pocket, but I know people are trying to get in.
I think, is that through Jen then? Will Jen need to let them in? Because I think it's through her.
Yeah, since she hasn't appointed anybody to take leadership of the meeting, she's got to do it. So
Yeah. Have you texted her yet, CJ, or do you want me to?
not yet. I'm gonna give that a quick shot.
Okay, okay, I'll let you do that. All right.
Yeah, I
Whoever's
never
next,
know
I
how to
will
do that.
on.
Well, I was going to share, I'm using a computer that we use in our shop for technical stuff, so I couldn't even find my audio button. But as you were talking, Kara, I thought you said it perfectly on the how do we love God consistently? It's an everyday thing. But I think for me, there's days like I wake up and I get on the run. I maybe listen to a devotion, or I maybe listen to something, from someone. I have a lady that sends me a text every single day with scripture in it. And so I might read that, but I'm not really speaking to God about it. I just maybe put that in me and go on about my day. And then at night, I might say my prayer. Some nights I don't. And I think for me, I feel sometimes very sad because I think I'm not being a very good steward of God's love. I'm not giving back enough of what he gives me. And I start beating myself up about it. And then I have to remind myself of all the times that I talk to him, like if I'm in the car or sitting at my desk at work. And I think that is, consistency is as much time as possible. It doesn't have to be structured, it doesn't have to be by the book. It's just how you love and how you give yourself to God. And as far as the neighbors, I think for me, I need to work on that because I've had so much hurt that there's times I put that shield up and I'm never really the first one to speak to someone. And then I appear to be very, what's that word, where you're like guarded, where, I'm not approachable sometimes. And so I need to work on that because I do love people. And when I get to know them, really want to know them more and share God's love with them. And so when I was listening to you read this, it just kind of pinged me to be open more, so that I'm given more opportunity to love others as my neighbor. As you said, it's not just necessarily the person living next door to you. God is speaking about the people around us, right? So thank you for that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I agree. I don't see anybody else that's been able to jump on just yet.
And I don't know how to let people in. I
I
don't
don't
think,
either.
yeah, I don't even see that anyone is waiting to come in. So I don't know how to view that either. So
Yeah.
hopefully, um, I don't know if with Jen being on a Zoom, I don't know if her phone would vibrate if someone attempted to call her. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll mute real quick and see if I can call her. How about that? And then I'll let you go ahead and are you leading tonight, Cheryl? Are you
Um,
leading?
on one of the topics that she sent out, yeah, she asked me to speak about client or customer retention, not client retention, but customer retention.
Okay. All right. I'll give her a call and let y'all continue.
Hopefully, we'll get that to work.
Yeah, there's no response on that. So
Okay. Spring is coming in, it looks like, and there's Natalie. So, yay.
oh good. Okay.
She got the message then that we needed her to work some
Magic.
magic there.
Finally, hello, ladies.
Hi y'all.
Well, we went through the Devo. Kira was going over that, and then we were trying to get the two of you in. Seeing CJ let us know that you were waiting to get in, and so Jen, I guess, made that happen. So awesome. Well, she asked me to speak about customer retention, and she put it right under Kira. So I'll go real quick on that, leaving you girls more time to do the last minute stocking stuffers. So, what came to mind on customer retention? Um, let's see. I started Mary Kay back in 2000, and I exited Mary Kay in, I think it was 2005. And I turned the customers that I did have, the few that I had left, I gave those to my daughter to service. And, I walked through a few rough years. I have learned from that because I don't think I did very well at my choice on that. And one thing is for sure, if we don't service our customers, someone else will, right? And they will service them with our products or another product. And so when I found Jen in 2012, I basically for 2 years was just self use, personal use customer. That was it. And then in about 2014, I decided that I wanted to walk this as a business and work it as a business. I didn't want to just use the product. I had so many people asking me, can you order this for me? Can you order that for me? And so I decided to start gaining a customer base. And over the last almost 12 years being, well, let's see. Okay, so I'm sorry, it has been almost 13, going on 14 years, from 2012 forward. My goodness, time flies. I've probably had hundreds of customers. If I went through that, where we can archive them and purge them, hundreds, multiple hundreds. When you look at your customer, there's one that comes in at a party just to help their friend, and they're going to buy a lipstick or a mascara just so that they can help their friend get some kind of, credit. And I weeded those out. I noticed that they wouldn't stay for anything. So I went through a lot of frustration in the beginning on retaining the ones that I was gaining from parties. And right now I service right around 72 ladies. That's it. Now, there's probably less than 40 of those 72 that I would call a regular customer, that they're going to order usually monthly, usually every other month, quarterly. Those are the ones that cycle around. And those other 40 plus are just random, maybe once a year, maybe every other year. It's just a sporadic thing. I have one lady that orders only extra emollient night cream once a year. That's it. So for those, when I started thinking about how do I retain the customers, I had to think about, I have such a huge dynamic of people there, and she just asked me today to do this. So I didn't really have a whole lot of ideas. The only thing I can do is share what I've done that has held on to these people for 14 years, the ones, because I can look back and some of them I've had since the very first party. They were there at that very first party. And so that loyalty is there. And we know the product is what keeps them there. But why do they stay with us instead of going to another consultant? And the number one answer to that, I believe, is customer service. So it's how we service them. And we do so in a way that we walk with grace, that we're not pushy. We want it to be about them. So the very first thing I did was when I came in contact with them, is I asked them if they wanted to be a part of the preferred customer mailing. And I shared with them that they would get a personal mailing from me quarterly, and that would also give them access to sales and specials that I would do at least 4 times a year. And so I have a lot of people that want the book, but I don't have that many. I think the last time I did it, there might have been 30 of them. Most of them want me to send that text link. So I send a text link to their phone, or they jump on my website and just look at things. They don't want that mail. They don't want that one more thing that comes to them. I realize that our website also puts out they get a sporadic email, and those, they're not really bothersome. But as I looked back through my customer database, there were several of them on that list that had unsubscribed. They don't want emails either. So I think about what has worked, what do they want? And it's how I treat them and what I do for them. So one of the things I do is I follow the rule 2 + 2 + 2. Do you guys know what that is? That you follow up with them in 2 days, and then you follow up with them again in 2 weeks, and then you follow up with them in 2 months. So on that, I do say that I'm really good. I'm really good at that, because I want to make sure that that product is good for them. And I do it even for somebody who ordered a product that they've ordered before. And the reason why I do it that way is even more so strict right now, because I had a lady who bought a skincare set from me, and it was a miracle set, and the cleanser was like rancid, and it was within the manufactured code date just fine. It was one of our newer sets with the new miracle set, not the ones with the cream. It wasn't an old set. And she called me, she said, I'm not meaning to be one that complains. And I had followed up like the 2 + 2 + 2, and she was fine. But she hadn't yet opened that set. She hadn't started using that cream yet. And when she used that cream, she felt comfortable to call me and say, "Uh-oh, this thing smells really bad." And she said, it's like toothpaste. And she was used to it being, creepy. But she said it was like toothpaste and it smelled really bad. But I think if I was just one of those people that just said, "Here's your product, thank you," and went on the way, I don't know if she would have felt that comfortable to call me and say, "Oh, Cheryl, there really is a problem with this." So I do call them and I ask, is the product what you expected, especially if it's a new thing or limited edition? And then I ask them, if there's anything else that they've looked at, interested in, and I try to send them a sample of it. I always give my customers a gift with purchase. I don't always discount, but I always give them extra. So I've always kept a basket of the limited edition things, and I keep track of the dates on them. And especially this time of year, there's a lot of ladies that would probably like a little color item or an extra hand cream or something like that. And I will throw those in. I know that we had, for a long time, we had those little short lotions, very similar to the size they just sent us, but those were $10, I think, and they only cost us 5. And so I keep track of how much the customer spends. And if they spend at least $100 with me, I'm going to give them a full size product that is reasonably priced. I'm going to throw it in. I put it in. Jen has taught us so well how to take something normal and make it look spectacular with packaging and a little bit of curly ribbon. So I will make sure that they know that that thing is from me. And it's an extra special thing. And I had bought these little stickers, or I got them gifted to me from Jen, that says a gift just for you. Thank you for your business. So I will put those on there as well. Or I will put the little samples in if we have them. But I don't just throw a sample in there. I make it look pretty so that they know that it's an extra special gift. They don't know that it was a $1 or $2 sample. They just really get excited about that thing. Now, I don't throw candy in there anymore because, I have people that are allergic to chocolate or diabetics. I have a lot of older ladies that I service, so I don't do that. But 4 times a year, I will have a special event, and then I have my birthday month. And so on my birthday month, I do a special thing for all of my customers. And so in the month of October, I have extra deals and extra specials, and I'll throw out stuff that everybody who orders that month, they will get their name put in a little, I'll put their name on a ticket, and I put their name in a drawing, and I give them things that I have won or been given to me, or some of, like, I just got through last Christmas. I'm doing it again this year for December. All of the little, the little earrings and the bracelets and the necklaces and all the things that we've been earning, for the stuff. You can only wear so much. And there was some of it that I had never worn. And so I put their name in a drawing, and I drew them out, and I was gifting some of those things. And, there's been a lot of things that we've earned, with all of the prizes and things. And if it wasn't, it's not Mary Kay related, like, I'm not going to give this little booklet to anybody. Thank you, Jen. I just got it today. But, some of the other stuff that we've been so blessed to have. Those ladies, just one of the ladies, I gave one of that we had this thing with the gold, everything came in a gold bag, and there were chains. A lot of it was gold and chains, everything. And I had this little plastic rope chain necklace, and I didn't earn the bracelet or the earrings. I don't even know if it came with that, but I had this necklace, and I could never find anything to wear with it. And I gave it to her. And, she wears that to church on Sundays, and I'll see her. She's just like so proud, that she got that little special gift from me. It's not always about the discount. I have found that out. But I have absolutely found favor and grace with the customers and the retention by just doting on them and giving them extra special things. And if you've already written off your limited edition things, as what we call discontinued products, it's already been tax exempted for you. I mean, it's our part of that tax write-off. So it's something that I track on a different sheet. And so, I'm going to reap the reward at the end with the tax credit on that by giving away, like the little eyeshadows. Now I have a bunch of those liquid eyeshadows that have the little wands inside them. And so that's one of the things. She says, can I interrupt? The parade is going. Whoops. I don't know. I don't know if we're supposed to do something or not. But anyway, that's pretty much that's what I do. I just find discontinued products, extra things that I have through limited edition or discontinued, and I will bless the ladies with that. And then I honor their birthdays with a card. I honor their birthdays with a discount. But I have to realize that I'm in this for a business, and I'm not going to give the things away. So the 50% discount for me isn't something that I'm willing to do for somebody. And I know, I'm sorry. There she is. We're waiting. I don't know if she just wants us to see the parade, maybe.
Yeah, it's Silver Dollar City's Parade of Lights. I wonder who gets to drive that. That looks fun.
I've only been there once at Christmas and it was so cold. It was like sleeting rain. We were miserable and we had to go. We couldn't stand it any longer.
I'm surprised they took the baby. Yeah, there's probably so much sound that it's not picking up any of the sound.
I started to say, it is very quiet there, isn't it?
Right. No, there's probably just a lot going on. Zoom doesn't know what to do. Yeah, I think I've only been once for the Christmas lights. I've been tempted to go, but
Kara, is that something that you've ever been able to see? Have you ever been able to come this direction this far to see that at Silver Dollar City?
Not the parade. We went many, many, many years ago. I mean, I was living in Tulsa at the time, and that's actually when I was first recruited. for Mary Kay, and some friends of mine who live in Edmond, they went every year. So I got to go in November, right as they were decorating for Silver Dollar City, and got to see that way back when. I bought my mom a lace tablecloth there, and I also bought my rags that I used for my business because I just joined Mary Kay, and we had to buy washcloths at that time, and so we went to the outlet mall, and that's where I got my washcloths. So yeah, so I got to go one time, but I've never been to the parade here. And I don't know, has the parade always been a part of that?
I don't
The
know if it's always
Christmas.
been, but it has been for many years a part of what they do, decorating for Christmas and doing a parade. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was a part of I saw the decorations at Silver Dollar City, but I don't remember a parade. And maybe that's just something I forgot. Hey, Jen.
I just had to let you guys see it. It was too cute.
Thank you.
I guess you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
We were
Oh, no.
wondering if that has always been a part of the Christmas, if they've always done a parade or if they just decorated at some point. don't know.
You know, that is a good question. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Do you guys know if they've always had a parade or if that's new? The parade.
What about it?
Is it new?
Oh,
They've always had it since I've been going.
I remember it my entire life.
Yeah,
So almost.
Okay, so a lot of years then.
At least
Okay.
30 years. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right, carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted you guys to see the parade. Super cute.
I know, I'm trying to get some whipped cream when I drink it.
Okay. So let's see. So with the customer retention, I know the things that set it apart where they stay loyal to me is having that customer loyalty program, really, where I dote on them, send them extra samples. They always get something in every order. If they get a discount, I never give more than 25% ever, just simply because, by the time you ship it to them or you pay the sales tax and you're basically just giving it away. So I want to encourage them to shop with me because I'm a business and I'm a small business, and then giving them those extra little treats throughout the year, having the specials 4 times a year, and then at Christmas I do something special, and then on my birthday. So the birthday month is where I want to bless them with gifts through my birthday month. And so everybody that orders in December, I celebrate them because I can't send them all Christmas cards. And I don't have the time to do all that kind of thing. I should, but I don't. So I just celebrate them by, when I have contact with them, the ones that order throughout the year will get their name in a drawing. So I don't give them a ticket for every order they've placed in the year. I just put their name in that they've ordered with me that year. And then I draw out things. And many times I have enough really to send everybody something. And for me, I have discovered that the ladies get super excited. I have one man customer, but the ladies get really excited when they know they're getting a gift from me that was something I earned. I can't even explain that. When I say I won this in Mary Kay or I earned this in Mary Kay. And it was just, I will always say that you can only wear so many earrings. You can only wear so many bracelets, or whatever. So there's some things that I would never, ever, ever part with. But then there are many of those things that we earned throughout the years that I will enjoy for a little while. And then I bless someone else with it, if it's, usable. And then the products, I do let them know when I send them a product, if it's something that was discontinued or limited edition, I absolutely let them know that, because I don't want them to fall in love with it and get their hopes up. I just say, I wanted to send you this limited edition item. It was something I had on my shelf and it reminded me of you. So I'm putting it in your bag to gift to you. And by that, they know that it's something that they may not get to reorder. And then always following up with them, making sure that they are good with their products. So you do a 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, but then what? So we can't just let them go and be stagnant. So again, every 2 months we follow up. So they're hearing from me every 2 months, every 2 months consistently. I will follow up with them. I'm not going to call them every week. And I've never been a consultant to blast out on Facebook or call them and say, hey, my order's getting ready to go in. Is there anything you need? I just personally choose not to do that. But by following up with them every 2 months, they usually know I'm still in business. And that's really about it. I don't know that there's anything else that I can share, but I'll be happy to answer a question if you have any.
Can I add something
Absolutely.
that works for me? And it's not selling products. It's just paying attention to your customers, and if they have a son that's playing soccer or in the band, just reaching out and asking, how's your son doing in soccer, or how'd that championship go, or whatever. They're being invested in what they're doing too. That helps.
Yes. Yes, we have to be involved with them. Most of the people that I service call me friend for that reason. Yes, we have to be aware of what they have going on in their life. I think most of us have been around a while, so we probably have. And Kira, you've been with Jen a lot longer than I have, so I know you've had just as many ladies and gentlemen probably come through your life too for customer service type things. So I think that's that's the whole the ideal is that I would have customers that have walked in this company using the products as long as I have. That's what we love, right? Because I know sometimes I would get hurt by the ones that they order. In the beginning they ordered and then they just ghosted me, and it took me a little while, sitting in class with Jen and stuff. It took me a while to figure out, oh, well, they just ordered because they were helping their friend. They weren't really interested in what we were doing, so I let that one go real quick. All right, so I'm going to hand the baton off to Natalie and Spring for we're going to be talking about stocking stuffers and pillow gift ideas.
Does everyone know what a pillow gift is? For the most part, Spring shaking her head. I'm pretty sure it's like if you're invited to like a party or something, you sneak into your hostess's room and you leave a little gift on her pillow just to thank her for being there. And I've never done that, but I love the idea, but I don't get invited to parties, so it's fine. So for stocking stuffers, we're down to what? 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I'm not counting at all. Um, just making it through this week. That's my goal. So, stocking stuffers, I wish I could say, oh, that's small, $10. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of products that are only like $10 anymore. Everything has kind of gone up. So what I was looking at, a lot of the Mary Kay stocking stuffer idea posters that I've seen were $40 and under, which kind of goes in line with a couple things that I've grabbed. I was thinking, it would be really easy for someone to do like a lip and eye duo. So you do like the new eyeshadow crayon and a lip gloss, or one of the lipsticks and the eyeshadow stick. As a way to sell the new eyeshadow sticks too. I don't have any yet, but when I do, I will love them, I'm sure. Or you could do mascara and the eyeshadow and just have them like bundled. I didn't wrap any, but you could have them like stuck together and tie a cute little ribbon on them, and all they have to do is just drop them in the stocking, or put them in a cute little bag. It would work for pillow gifts too, or satin lip set, or just the lip balm, or these really cheap cello bags. This is actually a Mary Kay one that came with the satin lip set. But I've done in the past, my very first Christmas of trying to sell things, we had the new lip glosses, and I wrapped them to look like candy. So I just took a cello bag and I cut it and rolled it in the bag, taped it, and then tied the ends like candy. So just wrapping them cute. I know Spring has a lot of the cute like pre-printed wraps to put on and everything, so she'll show that. Um, but yeah, I would say probably $40 to $20 or that $20 to $40 range is what a lot of our stuff tends to be. Hand lotions, you can get down to the $12 range. But the satin hands or even the foot and leg lotion, and they have the free socks, they're probably sold out at this point. They typically are. But what you got, Spring?
Yeah, I was a kid in a candy store at Achievers, Court of Achievers. Yeah. So I got some Footsie Tootsies. Boop, boop, boop. Those are good stocking stuffers. And they had some stuff on sale. For your makeup removers, the little papers for those that say Falalabilis or whatever. And then the little bejeweled for the lids. Those are really cute. They had the lip savers. I'm not sure how to use them, how to do it. They didn't fit around the boxes very well, so I'm not sure.
These have to be the tubes.
Yeah, that's what I've got in here, and then I kind of taped the tube in there because it kept falling out. I kept opening it, it kept falling out. So it's just trial and error. But God love the Dollar Tree, right? They've got lots of cute little things to make giftables and just put things together. I got a bunch of the little wraps for the hand creams and the lotions. I was blessed to be able to do that this year. I feel like I'm in the mix, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen them all over Facebook. I'm like, I need some Footsie Tootsies. That's what I call them, but they're Footsie Rolls. Those are so cute. But those are good stocking stuffers. And the makeup remover, that's what, $20. So the one of our cheapest things, the Footsie Rolls, these are really, really amazing for gifts, to bless people, to bless your customers, like Cheryl was talking about. I've done that. When they've spent over so much money, sure, why not, right? And they love that. They really do. But I'm kind of like just kind of getting lost in this. This is so fun, guys. I love it. So, and when you're excited about doing this for your customers, they feel that and they get excited too. So those are just a few little things. Oh, and then I got those little roll for the eye. Those were I think those were going out, so those were on sale for $1.99. So I got a few of those. But other than that, what do you think, Natalie?
Yeah, I honestly have not done very much this season. But yeah, the just wrapping things cute and keeping those price points.
Yeah, and it's true. You can get lost doing this because I've done it, but it'll roll over to next year, so I won't spend as much next year. You know what I'm saying? By a little bit as at a time. But you know what's neat? Like this color, this will go good for Valentine's Day. And you can maneuver some stuff here, like this little pink bejeweled. You can come up with something, or just bam, right? So cute. I've even seen it in black, cute bejeweled. So we can giftable all year round. That's what I'm excited about, ladies, for birthdays, for Valentine's, St. Patty's Day. It doesn't matter. This is Missouri, for one thing. We party for everything. So we can get some product out to some people. That's what's exciting. So
Yeah, that's something else that I do promote with the customer retention, is that I can be their giftologist, I guess is what you call it, where we're creating the gift for them. I ask them, if they're purchasing this for themselves or for a gift, and then I will just wrap it up accordingly and make it to where it'll be ready for them to give as a gift. We do that a lot. One of the things I put together a lot of, because what you said, Natalie, it just pierced me right to my gut because last December, my mother was really sick, and I don't think I sold hardly anything last December. I had a few sale items, but I don't think I didn't do anything that I just told you I normally do. I didn't do any of that in December last year. And I opened up my tote this year back behind me. It's all blurred. But that's a shelf that did hold my Mary Kay stuff. And we converted this room to an office. And so now the Christmas tree's in there. And I needed a place to put that shelf. And my husband says, "You're just going to set it in that room." I said, "No, it's going to become my Santa Claus Central. All of the packaging and all the stuff that I've had in a tote is going on that so I can get it. And I'm making things with what I had already." But I had bought so many gloves last year. I didn't do anything with them. So I'm hopeful to get rid of the lotions with the gloves and then the satin lips and putting them in those little pop things that look like a pie thing that you get at McDonald's, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, just like that, Kara. Yes. So I'm putting those satin lip sets in there and the lotions and things like that in there, hopefully to get rid of some of that stuff that's back there and start new with some footsie rolls. I'll be late to that game, but it's still a fun one.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything else to add to that.
Are you having open houses for Christmas or have you had open houses?
No, I know me and Spring had talked about maybe doing one together, but maybe we'll do a spring open house. That would be fun.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Maybe
No,
we could
I've
do something at the boutique.
yeah. No, I've got a lot going. I was um going to adopt a grandparent, and I've only had like two grandparents sponsored because I only posted it once and I didn't keep posting. And now work is psychotic and crazy, and hours go long, and family is going through health emergencies, and it kind of has snowballed. And so, my senior center is not going to get sponsored again this year. I didn't sponsor them last year either, so it is what it is. And
Yeah, I'm looking at my calendar and I've been trying to think of when I could just fit that in into everything else because I'm continuing to go back and forth to Abilene. We've got a rental up there that we're remodeling, and plus I substitute teach also. And so trying to work the Mary Kay in has been a little challenging as well. But I'm looking at maybe next week before I head out again, and before around my teaching days, and just squeeze it in there and try not to do anything fancy. But I've also we've got a ministry here in San Antonio called One to One. It's also in Nashville, and so it's starting to broaden. But it's basically a mentorship program with women in the community to mentor young women who are pregnant, and it could be a first time mom that's in the military, and she's away from her mom in another state, and so she can be paired up with a mom here, um, um, somebody that's already had children and can mentor her. And anyway, but it's a really neat ministry. So they're going to be doing their parties this Thursday, and there's going to be about 25 ladies there. So I'm getting ready to go and put together some little gifts, and that's what I'm hoping to use these for. And if the gift fits in it. So anyway, so that's one way to go ahead and move things off my shelf that I need to move, as well as be like you all were talking about, be a blessing. And um, so those are a couple of things going on in my world here.
Well, she didn't give us a code word, so we have to come up with a code word.
Well, I thought you had written Christmas as the
I
code word,
wrote
Cheryl.
Christmas, but I don't know. When CJ said what would be a good code word, I just said Christmas since we're talking about Christmas, but we
I
have to
think
decide that as a
Christmas-
group. If
I think Christmas works just fine.
Christmas
I do
works,
too.
okay. Okay, so we're in agreement. That's our code word. We saved that one. Thank you, CJ, for always remembering that, because when I watch a lot of the replays, I'm like, okay, I would just tell her this is what your topic was, so uh, because I didn't get a code word. So I was glad when somebody started reminding her. It is hard. Well, does anyone have anything else? She didn't say for anything else.
Nope. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say thank y'all for the time that y'all spent to share tonight, because these are all great ideas. And I always think it's good for us to just kind of have those memory joggers of things that have worked in the past that we might not have tried recently, and need to think about putting that back in rotation again for the upcoming year. And so thank you, Cheryl, for sharing so many great ideas and your experiences, and to Spring and Natalie, and all those suggestions that y'all have made too. They're cute packaging ideas. Love them.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if it's worked for somebody, it might work for
Yeah.
you. And if it works really well, you don't need to fix it. Just
Right.
copy and paste.
One of the things I was thinking of is, we get disappointed if we jump on Facebook and nobody jumps, and we get disappointed. I know I have been there a lot. We get disappointed if I've staged my whole living room and had one person stop by, and that was my daughter. So I'm like, I don't want to feel that way anymore. So I just started the things that you were showing. Like, I just took my face with a picture of that, and I sit there in my silent living room, and I sent those pictures to the customers and said, these are some of the things that I'm putting together this year. Let me know if any of these interest you. And I just put 2 or 3 of those things together, and you can do it on Pic Collage, you can, that way you just send them one text. We could be creative and come up with 4 of our favorite things and just put 4 of those in a Pic Collage picture, and let them know that you've got them there ready made, and see what happens. Because I know one thing's for sure, we can go to bed. What's it called, Bath and Body Works?
Mhm.
But they don't have cute packaging like we do. We still have to package them.
Yeah.
They have a lot of neat things in there, and so does Ulta. They have a lot of neat things in there, but they're not adorably packaged like we can do it.
Well, I think that's so true, Cheryl, is sometimes I think we work ourselves to the bones trying to do something so extravagant that sometimes we need to think, what can we do that still makes the same impact, and, be able to reach our customers. But I think the other thing too, Cheryl, that you really touched on that I have found so true in my years of Mary Kay is nothing can beat that one-to-one relationship, is when you are personally reaching out. Yes, you can try to blast it out on Facebook or whatever, but when you are, going to that customer individually and saying, this is what I can do for you. How are you doing? Again, it kind of goes back into what even Spring was saying, connect with them on what's going on in their life, and just visit with them, and then let them know what you're doing for the holidays for your packaging. And I do think that just is, we talk about enriching women's lives. I think it enriches their life. I think it enriches our lives. And just as, it fills our cup, or I know it fills my cup, when I'm being able to have that personal one-on-one with my customers. And I've gotten a couple of the same lady I mentioned earlier, at our conference. I mean, she's a new customer as of yesterday. And so, God opened up that door. And so it's just one of those things that I think just that one-on-one, that's where I've always been able to be the most effective in my business.
Well, should we close our meeting in prayer, or is there anything else that we can talk about?
Cheryl, may I ask you one quick question? I just came to mind.
Sure.
So as you're doing your, as you've created the habit of doing 4 open houses, so to speak, a year, are you finding that your attendance has increased? And if so, about what are you seeing with the, because I have older women too in my customer base.
Yeah, I no, my attendance it's never changed. I may have 1 or 2 people. So I don't do an open house at all anymore. I
Okay.
just do a special. I let them know that I'm going to have when the PCP drops, I follow up with them and let them know that I'm going to have a special through that week usually, and I give them 1 week and I promote the new products that are in there, and then I send them something telling them what I'm going to discount it or as a sale, a gift with purchase item or something like that. So I just promote it 4 times a year. But no, for years I lived, um, when I first started, I lived in Joplin in a really nice house that I could have had, lots of people come in and go. I lived right down, not too far from where Judy Whitney was. But then I spent 7 years living in a double wide on a highway. And there's no way I would have, there wasn't really much room in there for us, period. But I had a lot of parties in the house in my dining room table. And so moving here, I tried it the first couple of years living here in 21. Then we got COVID that shut our country down. I tried it again. Yeah. So it's better. I just do it all I'll say virtual. Send them
Yeah.
pictures, do a Zoom. Because all of us having Zoom, you can actually host a Zoom on, yours limited to 30 minutes if it's free.
Mhm.
So there's just been a lot of ways like that I've reached out to them. So I have people who buy a lot of gift ideas. Like I'll sell, not too long ago, I had 14 satin hand sets bought. Someone wanted to buy them for gifts. So I sold 14 satin hand sets and I made them cute gifty. So it was bank teller appreciation. I'm sorry. So they were buying them to give to their bank tellers at their branch.
Nice.
So I wish that attendance would come up, but I think I'm just as guilty. I don't know how you ladies are, but I'm just as guilty. It's like, do we have time to go to one more thing?
Yeah.
And so I think we have to meet them where they are. And that's what I found works for me is getting in their face with their phone. I send them a picture of some of the things I'm trying to promote and letting them know that's their time to get a discount from me if they want it.
Sounds great. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you. Are you guys ready for the new rollout of stuff that we're supposed to be doing?
That reminds me. PCP deadline
Yes.
is the 11th.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
thank
we
you
have.
for that.
And
Or is
here
it the
we've been
10th?
talking about that too. Yes. So we have a PCP deadline. And then
I put the
we have,
10th.
huh?
I said I put it the 10th on my calendar. So it
So we
might
can
the
be
10th.
one day ahead. Yes. Yeah. So we have the PCP deadline and then the deadline of the 17th. And I saw something came out today. I thought maybe I got an email that said today was the last day if you were wanting to save something. Check your emails, ladies.
Oh,
I
it
think,
was for sales from website sales or unfulfilled orders
oh, okay.
between like November 1st through November 15th. It was the
Oh,
last,
okay. Okay.
to go
So it was
on.
just unfulfilled orders. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Because I think if they were already like filled, those would already be processed and showing up. So if you hadn't done that yet,
I know this time of year, email like quadruples, so it's really hard. I get so irritated because there's so much that comes pouring into my phone from all of those retailers. And so we have, that personal touch because they're just flooding people with emails, but we can do a personal touch with sending them something cute that this is what we can do for them. Yeah, I think it was unresolved orders from our website. Okay. I've missed a lot of classes lately, so I don't know what time we normally dismiss.
think about now.
No,
About
yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay. Should we wait for her to dismiss us or should we just exit, say a prayer? What should we do?
I'm gonna have to, I gotta be up and so I'm sorry to interrupt and be rude, but
Okay. Well, I will gladly dismiss us in prayer if that works for you.
Yeah, works for
Okay.
me.
That'll be wonderful. Thanks, Cheryl.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you tonight and we're so grateful for your blessings that you've poured on each one of us. How wonderful it is that Jen is getting able to experience this night with her family and the grace that we are bestowing upon her. She's a fabulous leader and she has led us to be able to self-teach one another as a team. We learn and glean from each other. And Lord, we thank you for that blessing that you've put within this unit. Father, we are so appreciative of this time of year that it has brought us closer to our friends, our family, just those that are around us, our loved ones. Help us to be more mindful of how we can love our neighbor and help us when we're struggling to be mindful to love you. Father, we do love and adore you for all that you've done, all that you're doing, and all that is yet to come. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
And our code word is Christmas.
Great. Thanks,
See ya.
Cheryl. Bye.
Bye-bye.